Hey leaders, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to connect with you really quickly about this coming Sunday in life groups. If you haven't looked at the text already, I hope you do, because there are some things that come up in there that are a little bit hard to understand, and I'm not saying that you can't understand them, but I want to do my best to give you some tools. I want to address them, but I also want to help you know how to handle them in your group. So we're in 1 Peter chapter 3, but specifically I'm looking at verses 18 through 22. There are some tough things that come up in there that I want you to be equipped to handle. So I'm going to read it really quickly, and then I'll address it. It says this: "For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but made alive in the Spirit, in which he went and proclaimed to the spirits in prison, because they formerly did not obey when God's patience waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was being prepared, in which a few, that is 8 persons, were brought safely through water. Baptism, which corresponds to this, now saves you, not as a removal of dirt from the body, but as an appeal to God for a good conscience through the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who has gone into heaven and is at the right hand of God, with angels, authorities, and powers having been subjected to him." All right, so there's some odd things in there that I hope that you heard and say, I don't know how to handle that. I want to help. So the first one is this. In verse 19 it says, "In which he," that's Jesus, "went and proclaimed to the spirits in prison." What are we talking about here? So here's hopefully some good news. This is a debated issue still with some really smart guys. So I'm going to give you 2 popular views in the notes that I send to you. So please make sure you look at the leader questions this week in your email, because those explanations will be at the bottom of the questions. So you want to see that there's 2 popular views. One is that Jesus was, through Noah, literally preaching to the unrepentant people in Noah's day. And number 2, that Jesus went and preached to the fallen angels in hell after he had died and was buried. But you want to go and read those. It further explains it in the leader notes. The second odd thing that you see is in verse 21. Baptism, which corresponds to this, now saves you. And we say as a church, which is a right good thing, that baptism does not save you. You are already a saved person when you get in the water, but I think it's a little bit easier to explain in verse 21, because it says baptism, which corresponds to this, now saves you. And then he explains it, not as a removal of dirt from the body, but as an appeal to God for a good conscience through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. See, Peter affirms this isn't about water cleansing away your sins. He doesn't affirm that at all. He says it is a picture. It is an appeal to God for a good conscience. It's a picture to people and to God of what has already been done in us. It's a picture of what Jesus has done in us through his death and his burial and his resurrection. So let me encourage you. Those are tough things. And inevitably, you're going to have students that say, "What is this? How do you deal with this?" And hopefully, I'm giving you some things to equip you. But I want you to do this. Please do this in your groups. Don't make those things the focus, because it's not the focus of the passage. The focus of the passage is we serve a victorious, resurrected King. And that gives us hope in the midst of all kinds of hard times and trial and suffering. Make that the focus. Don't get hung up. There's going to be students who want to get hung up there. Don't get hung up there with them. Give them some resources if you've got to. Point them to me or Bethany. That's totally fine. But keep your small group moving towards talking about the victorious, resurrected King who gives us hope. If you've got questions, call me, email me. Love you guys. Thanks so much. See you Sunday.